Hey everybody, the College Railroader here. Today I wanted to give you a great progress report on some of the buildings that I've been working on, such as the Interlocking Tower, which you can see right here, as well as the wood station shelter and platforms right over here. So come follow me. I'm going to kind of do like a voiceover of how I built it, slash a review as well. These products, like I've always said with Walthers, are phenomenal. High quality, high grade, everything. The instructions are perfectly explained, great diagrams and pictures to help understand how to put everything together. Just an overall, again, excellent quality with these buildings. Any buildings for this Walther's National Model Railroad build-off. So come follow me. I'm going to show you how I built these two things. That way anybody who wants to participate and join in the down by the station category already understands how they're going to build the building. So come follow me. So starting with the interlocking tower, as you can see, the four different molding areas is all that I had, right? We have the clear for the windows, the dark gray for the roof and for the floor. We have the brown for the windows as well as the stairs. And we have the cream color for the walls. It's just those four amazing plates. As you can see, the instructions are really easy, super easy to understand. As we continue on, right, when you're building these buildings, the first thing to do when making these buildings, right, is to cut out the doors, the windows, take them out, put a piece of the glass on top. So as you can see right here, this was the first wall that I did with the door, actually the both doors on top. This was the front. So this is where the stairs would have gone or would be going to. And so, you know, how to glue everything is really easy. You just use your modeling glue, right? You have your stairs and your windows at the ready. Just a little bit of dabs. That's all you need to do. Nothing crazy, nothing special. You then just make sure that your windows are nice and cleanly cut. Because this is towards the back area, it doesn't have to be as perfect because it's going to be covered by the glass anyway. Working on the back window over here, again, just a couple bits of glue. Like I said before, we're just gonna cut a little bit on the top over here just to make sure it's a nice flat surface. When you're working with the walls or the roofs or any other building areas, it's extremely important to make sure that they're as flat as can be. Usually you would use like a wire cutter. I unfortunately didn't have that, so I just used a very, very sharp scissor that I had, and it actually still worked. It wasn't as bad as I was originally thinking, so I was kind of proud. Again, just a couple dabs here and there. You don't even need that much is what I did, right? And again, you're then just going to put the piece down. And then you're also then slowly but surely, you're going to glue it again, put the glue on top, and then you're going to add the windows. And so when all that was done, we have the four walls already made with the windows and doors already in place. And then assembling it. So this is what it looked like on the front. Beautiful. Love the color of the wood paneling on it. You know, like I said before, we then start attaching it to the base. And what's nice is when it comes to buildings, there's always like a angled side. So when you put the two together, they just connect like magic. It's amazing. So when it comes to buildings, again, Walther's knows what they're doing. It's what the inside looks like. And then on the top, we added a little roof piece on top, and then making the stairs. Now, the stairs were actually very tricky for me to do. I think because of how small all the different plastic were compared to my big hands, I had to make sure I had a very steady hand, and I took my time. These buildings, if you want them done right, and if you want them to look nice, you make sure that you take your time. As you can see, working on the second half over here and then adding it on. It took a little bit of trial and error to make sure I had the stairs correctly as well as positioning everything. Again, when reading the instruction manual, it helps to not just look at the pictures, but also the words on the side. The margins also gives you a better example and gives you more detail on how to assemble the pieces properly. And then working on the top too is a little chimney roof, which I loved on the top, but I just added more uniqueness to the building. And then just doing like a little 360 view of everything, right? Nicely, cleanly cut. Again, I really like all of it. There was nothing wrong making this building. Everything was perfect. Going off of that, I then even added lights in it. I thought it would have been cool just because I had a battery power, just to see what it looked like. And even when I turned off the lights, the whole building just glowed this fantastic orange. It almost looked like it was on fire, so a little too much, but it just looked really nice. So I might incorporate those lights throughout my update. I'm not really quite sure yet what I'm gonna do. And then what I also did was grab some black paint as well as some water and mixed it together. When mixing water and black paint together, you get this like very watery black liquid, which at first you wouldn't think is helpful, but when you actually slowly apply that to the building, so for example, I did it to build the switch tower and the station, which you'll see, the building now looks like it's been used for over 50 years, just that old grimy look. It looks dirty, but it also still looks like it's been maintained. And so, you know, don't be afraid to dirty up your buildings. When Walther's makes them look clean and prestigious, you know, take as many pictures as you can, because it's not going to get any better than that. But then if you want to add your own realism to it, if you want to look like the building's been old, paint it. If you want to look like the building's been new, don't touch it. And so again, it gives you that creative will of how you want to organize these buildings. And then I also worked on the city platforms. So the platforms are also really easy to make. When you opened up the package, right, it was just these 4 little pieces. That was it. So really you just had to repeat everything 4 times total. And so at first you had to drill a little hole in the middle or off to the side. I didn't even need a drill. I actually just used a screwdriver to make it perfect. You could either have the poles right be in the middle like I have, and that's what I did for all 4 of them, or you have them off to the side. That way your platforms were only for 1 track and not double-sided. I then had to make sure that all 4 of these poles were standing up completely straight, and then adding the little platforms on the side. Easier said than done. This took a lot of time. Again, when working with these amazing products, you always still have to be patient. And then working on the roof was also very easy to do. It gave us the option to either make it where you could have the platform be all 4 sections in a row, have one really, really long one, or you could have had, 3 platforms to 1, 2 to 2. That's what I kind of have. A lot of options, which I loved. That way you weren't forced to do one way. Walther's gave you the ability to choose how you wanted to make it. And then again, I did the black paint and the water, and I just dripped it on here. It looks very wet, as you guys can see. So what I did was I did like multiple coats. I first did it once, and then I finished it off again when it was all dried up. I made sure that it wasn't too liquidy or too dark, so if I did, I would just grab like a paper towel and just kind of soak it all up again. Hence why in this shot, you can see the moment I drip it, it just drips all the way down, which is kind of good though. You kind of want the watery paint to find all the cracks and to completely cover it. And then once it, does so, you can then wipe off the excess or let it dry and go over it again, which I thought was really awesome. This is what it looked like when it was completed. You can tell that I have 2. The ones in the back are very dark and the other 2 are light. That's what happened, so I made sure they kind of matched together. I even, again, painted the floor of the platform too. That way you could kind of see the intricate detailing. Because again, Walther's puts a lot of detail in it, but sometimes you just need a little bit of paint to make it pop, which is fantastic. So as you guys can see, just with these 2 buildings alone, great quality, perfect for any station, right? The platforms are exquisite. So again, definitely be sure to be on the lookout for my next update. I think I'm now going to start working on the styrofoam, cutting it, as well as making a nice gray to it, as well as working on the station as well. I think that might be my next bet. And then probably further down the line, working on the post office, the big freight house, as well as some of the buildings or the little carriages that we saw when I was unboxing everything. So again, I hope everybody joins this amazing National Model Railroad build-off. I hope to see everybody there. Can't wait to take any pictures. And like I always say, just like that, you're on the right track. I'll see you real soon when we come back. Thank you so much for watching the College Railroader today. Be sure to be on the lookout for great new videos. Take care, folks. Happy building!